This book starts right away with a huge plot event, as Ed Kennedy finds himself caught in the middle of a bank robbery. Stuck with his best friend, Ed and Marvin argue about Marvin's car still being outside. To escape the scene, the robber runs outside and gets into Marvin's car, and some newfound courage that Ed had found made him run to get to the gun that the gunman had dropped beforehand and holds it to the robber's head as the police arrive. Okay, let's take it back a bit. Meet Ed, a 19-year-old cab driver who considers himself ordinary. He drives his cab and in his spare time he plays cards with his friends. He's surrounded by people who always put him down and those who don't have faith in him. He's always compared to his siblings and doesn't have a real connection with his mom. And of course, his self-esteem is sure to be low. Ed was a target. Within such a small town, such a heroic act was sure to become a huge deal. Next thing he knew, Ed was the newfound hero of his town. Attention? It definitely wasn't something Ed was used to. The following day, Ed receives a playing card, an ace of diamonds, in his mailbox. On the card was written 3 addresses and times. Living such an ordinary life, Ed was sure to catch attention to the card. Out of curiosity, he goes to the first address listed on the card, 45 Edgar Street. Reaching this address, he sees a woman getting abused every day by her husband and her daughter would come out and cry on the stairs. Ed knew he had to do something. To help the situation, Ed beats up the father to show him some perspective and holds a gun to his head without pulling the trigger, sending him a message. Finishing that task, he moves on to the next one. Ed slowly starts realizing that these were all tasks of protection within his town and that he was a messenger. Every card that he receives are different symbols of aces, and on each ace are cryptic clues. He was given tasks to accomplish as the overlooker of the town, each one being meaningful and touching to those involved. After finishing the tasks written on the ace of clubs and the ace of spades, he receives the ace of hearts, which was tougher in comparison to the last 2 as they directly involved his 3 best friends, Audrey, Richie, and Marvin. Thinking that he was done after all 4 aces, the last card reaches Ed, which was the Joker, and written on it was his very own address. Of course he was going to be confused. Entering the house, Ed sees the gunman that was responsible of the robbery, and realizes that he was the holder of the cards. Ed realizes that all along, he hadn't been the messenger, he was the message. Always being told that he was worthless, Ed uncovers that there is much more of his own existence through his impact on the lives of those in his community.